Hello again guys, it's me UnstableVoltage bringing you another episode of How to Feed the Beast in Minecraft. If you remember in the last video when we made our magma crucible, I said that we would now be able to make redstone energy conduits, and they're much more useful than the conductive pipes because they don't lose as much power over distance. And as you can see, I have a lot of engines down here pumping away in the basement, and they're just not working as efficiently as they could. So we're going to be making our redstone energy conduits. But before we can do that, there's one more machine we need to build. And that machine is this, the Liquid Transposer, which is also from the thermal mod. Now this machine's main purpose is to put liquids in and out of various different containers, such as capsules, cans, cells, buckets and bottles. However, it is required to make our redstone energy conduits. Luckily, it's a very easy machine to make, and at this point it's more of a formality. So let's go head on into the workshop and put it together. Now, putting the Liquid Transposer together is nice and easy. At the crafting table, very similar recipe to all of the other thermal expansion mods. Machine frame in the middle, bucket at the top with the redstone reception coil at the bottom, copper ingots either side, and this time just a regular glass block either side of the machine frame. That gives us our Liquid Transposer. I'm going to pop it right down here on top of the conductive pipe, which is where it's going to be getting its power. As you can see, I'm actually running out of room along the back wall, so I've started a second row. Again, as usual with most thermal expansion machines, it has several different inputs and outputs on the different sides. If we open up the interface, you can see we have power here on the left hand side. We have a space for the liquid that we're going to put in, and a space for the container which we're going to either put the liquid in or take the liquid out. We have a button here that lets us toggle between putting liquids into a container or taking liquids out of a container. So the default process with the full bucket is liquids in. So blue becomes the input for the liquid and the container. It will fill the container and the container will be output through the red side. And if we go to empty, then we put our full container into the blue side. The liquid is pumped out through the yellow side, and the empty container then gets pumped out through the red side. And again, we can configure where the sides are in the usual manner. So now that bit's over, we need to start making our energy conduits. So first thing I'm going to do is turn on our main power, because there's a few things that we're going to need. One of the first things we're going to need is hardened glass. Now, if you've been watching our earlier episodes, you'll know the best way we can make hardened glass is with obsidian, dust, and lead ingots in the induction smelter, and that will give us our hardened glass. We only need one hardened glass per conduit, so let's just wait for the others to finish there. I am going to have to make a lot of these, but I'll just show you a few for speed. And the other thing we're going to need to make is electrum ingots, and the best way to make that is with gold ingots and silver ingots, again in the induction smelter. So the induction smelter is already becoming a very useful machine for us here. And there we go, almost finished. We now have 8 electrum ingots. Over to the craft table with what we have, and all we need is a hardened glass in the top middle slot with an electrum ingot either side, and that gives us 4 energy conduits that are empty. So let me just make as many of those as I can. So we have 16, but they are empty, so there's one more process that we need to do. Okay, so what we need to do is take some of the liquid redstone that we made in the last episode with our magma crucible and get that into our transposer. Now unfortunately you can't actually put it into buckets, so you can't just collect it with buckets from the tank. You either need to pump it into a liquid transposer to put it into cans or capsules or bottles, or you need to pump it directly with a pipe. So what I have is I've connected a waterproof transport pipe at the top and a redstone engine. I'm just going to connect that up with a lever and turn it on, and I shall head inside. And as you can see, this is just a temporary measure, but this pipe is coming in through the ceiling and pumping the liquid redstone into the liquid transposer. Good thing with the Buildcraft tanks, doesn't matter how tall they are, you can actually draw liquid from the top even if they're not full, which is a very good thing. So if we look at our liquid transposer, you can now see that because we are going in through the blue side, we are now filling up here with liquid redstone, and what we need to do now is to take our empty energy conduits and put them in the blue slot. And as you can see, very quickly the liquid redstone is going into our empty energy conduits and making redstone energy conduits. And there we go, we have 16 redstone energy conduits. So let's take those. Now, one thing you might want to do, particularly in this instance, is I now have some liquid redstone that I could really do with putting back in the tank. Well, again, that's quite an easy thing to do. Let me just turn off the power here. All I need to do is I'm going to go outside, take the redstone engine and the lever. As you can see, our liquid redstone tank is completely empty. So I'm going to destroy the lever and the engine and the wooden transport pipe. I'm going to replace the wooden transport pipe with a golden waterproof pipe. If I can reach high enough and go back inside. And all I'm going to do here is reverse the process. So I'm going to destroy that golden waterproof pipe and replace it with the wooden one. I'm going to put the engine down next to it with the lever. And I'm just going to change this to output and change the back to the yellow side, which is where that pipe is connected. Flick the switch, and we're now pumping the liquid redstone back into the tank. Fantastic. Okay then, so I've tidied up a little bit in the workshop and we now have our redstone energy conduits. Now, the main reason we want to use these is they are more effective over distance than conductive pipes. Conductive pipes lose a percentage of their energy the further they travel. Standard conductive pipes lose 5% per block, so once you've travelled 20 blocks you've got no energy left, and golden conductive pipes lose 0.5% of their energy, which is a lot less. However, redstone energy conduits lose 5% of their energy, but it doesn't matter how far they travel. So if you intend to build an energy conduit that is more than 10 blocks long, you're better off using redstone energy conduits than you are using golden conductive pipes. So what I've got here, a little setup, peat-fired engine with a lever and a sawmill that we built a few episodes ago. If I right click on the sawmill, we've got no energy in there at the moment, and we can connect up our conduits like so. Now if I turn that on, the engine will start. We will start to gain energy in here. There we go, very slowly. Now these pipes do have an input and an output end. Normally the orange would be input, but when it's connected directly to an engine it automatically assumes that it's going to be an input anyway. But if I right click on that with the crescent hammer, you can see the orange arrow pointing out is our output, the blue arrow pointing in is our input, and we are gaining energy. If I were to change the direction of those with the crescent hammer, and we should stop gaining energy. Yeah, there we go. So let's put those back around the right way. So the energy conduits also will not explode if you overload them, which is a fantastic thing because conductive pipes will explode. They're also very durable. If I take my diamond pickaxe, it takes a very, very long time to destroy one, even with a diamond pick. But with a crescent hammer, a simple shift and right click, and it will break instantly. So there we have it. We now have the ability to build our liquid transposer, and we can put liquid redstone into an empty energy conduit to make a redstone energy conduit. And now I have the task of going downstairs and replacing all of my old conductive pipes with energy conduits. So guys, thanks once again for watching, and I hope as always you have been entertained and that you found this video informative. If you have, please as usual like, share and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And if you've got any ideas for things you'd like to see in future videos, if there's a particular item, machine or mod that you'd like to see me build and demonstrate, either send me a message or leave it in the comments below. So until the next video, I've been UnstableVoltage and this has been How to Feed the Beast in Minecraft, and I will see you next time. So goodbye for now.